Hey guys, how's it going? Finally got all my software up and running so I could get some airtime with yous. Totally miss all of your faces and all your personalities. So let's get into it. We are celebrating Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And below are just two icons that I kind of resonate with. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of icons out there between historians, singers and dancers, songwriters, athletes, mathematicians, you name it. The list goes on and on. So let's just take a moment to appreciate them and celebrate them. All right. So now, today's goal. Without a graph, how can we tell if a quadratic equation is factorable or not? So we spoke about last week how factoring is going to help us find the roots because we need to solve for x essentially. And we've seen from Monday that some are really easy to do because they have perfect roots, which means whole numbers, but some of them are not factorable because their roots are not perfect numbers. They are like irrational or they're long decimals or weird fractions or whatever the case may be. So today we are going to work on the product sum tables to see if we actually have that magic combination to continue factoring. If we don't have this magic combination, well, we're going to have to figure that out. So first things first, blue table number 1. Remember, we have our A value here, our B value here, and our C value here. So the product is our A value times our C value, and we were left with 18x squared. We are also looking for a sum of our B value of 24x. So let's list out all of the factors of 18x squared. We have 1x times 18x. We have 3x. Let's start with 2x. Let's make this in order. Times 9x and 3x times 6x. Awesome. Now, part 2, finding the sum. Let's take all these factors and add them up. For some of you, this may be a review, and that's perfectly okay. We all could use a little dusting off of those cobwebs from before spring break. And the last one, 3x plus 6x equals to 9x. Okay. So if I did my math correctly, these are all the factors of 18x squared. And none of them equal 24x. No matter how much I try, none of these numbers are going to work. So unfortunately, our first example here, we could write a conclusion that let's make this smaller, make this a little smaller. The equation is not factorable because there is no combination of terms that would give us a sum of 24x. Okay, your conclusion doesn't have to be exactly like that, but in the gist of, well, there's just no number combination that works. All right, so let's go ahead and I want to try the second one with you, the green one. So now, what would the product here be? The product here is, remember, we said our A value, which is 3x squared, times our C value, which is negative 8. Okay. And we also need a sum, which would be which term here? It's going to be negative 6 because that is our B term. That is in the middle. Okay, take a second, pause here, and I want you to list out as many products as we can. And the factors of the product, which is going to be 24 negative 24x squared. Apologies, guys. I'm still trying to navigate all of this. All right, so let's take a minute and let's fill that out. Alrighty. So you should have one set of the first value positive, negative, and the second value the opposite. And then a second set where you reverse it. So I did negative first, and then I did negative second. All right. So again, take a pause here and fill out the sum side. We're only adding these together. Okay, guys, here we go. I got all of my sums for both sets of factors. And unfortunately, once again, I don't see 6x listed. It is completely possible that I did my math wrong, but if your tables match mine, then I just don't think it's there. So our conclusion. The equation is not factorable. Sorry, can't spell either. Because there is no combination of factors that would give us a sum of negative 8. So again, this one I changed the wording up a little bit. Both conclusions mean the same thing. Both equations are not factorable. Let's try one more together, and then we're going to jump into today's activity. All right, so y equals 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Our product here, we know, is going to be 2x squared times negative 3, which is going to equal negative 6x squared. And then we have a sum of negative 5. When it loads. Awesome. All right, guys. This one looks short, sweet, and to the point. Take a moment. I would like you to fill out your product and your sum table on your own, and we will come back together to write the conclusion. Alrighty, guys, this looks awesome. This one looks like I actually have a magic combination. It would be right here. Highlight it nice and bright and yellow for you. So in conclusion, this equation is factorable. The magic combination is 1x and negative 6x. Alrighty, and then from here, you guys could follow up and watch Ms. Kwong's video on how to complete the factoring if you need any assistance on factoring. If not, well then kudos to you guys, because we worked really hard on getting you guys to learn how to factor. And let's jump into today's activity. All right. Okay, so today you are making a video. You could work individually or with a group up to 3 people. Your rubric is on the slide going to be provided to you. We are grading you on quadratics and on mathematical approach, 2 new learning goals. Make sure you read this in detail before you record your video. Part 1, you're going to identify and explain which equations are factorable. Here are some key things to remember in your video. If you're not sure where to start, the pink slides are little helpers to help you along your way. Part 2, you're going to choose one of the problems below to explain in your video. And again, here are the guidelines that we are looking for. Pink slide coming up is some sentence starters to help you along. And then level 4, we're adding a little bit of context, giving you a little bit of story, and again, what we are looking for in your video. Make sure we are using evidence to support your reasoning, using numbers, using key vocabulary. These are all things that we will be grading you on. As always, if you have any questions, please jot them in at the end of the video. It was nice having some airtime with you guys. See you later.